the first round of sifting, I use this sifter. See the big holes in there, so I get the large particles out. Look, got one worm left. Got the large particles out, and I usually do that twice. This size, and then go through again with a very fine one. This size, very small. So that's how you get the small, fine compost. Castings, I should say. So I'm going to go around with the fine mesh.
Okay, tell us what we're doing.
Okay, I got a small harvest from the bin. Next video we'll show scooping it from the bin. But once I harvest from the bottom, scoop them out, this is what falls. Still lots of worms in there, worms and cocoons. So what I do at this point is sift it to try to sift out the big debris that wasn't decomposed or digest, and sift out as many of the worms and the cocoons as possible. Try to get all the worms. As I'm sifting, I put the worms in my breeder bin here, and they go back into the main bin. So I leave them in here just a little while, sometimes a week or more, to make sure they're not sick or anything like that before I put them back into the main bin. And that's how the cycle stays alive. So I put too much in here this time. I shake it, and it falls to the bottom down here. And it gets finer and finer with each sifting. They have manual sifters. Yeah, I put way too much. Manual sifters that'll do this for you, but we're not big enough yet for heavy equipment. Let me take some of this out. Look at all those worms. I think we're getting enough worms to be able at some point to sell them. These are pretty small because I had them drying in the bag. When you first harvest them, sometimes the compost is moist. It's too moist to sift. So I let it dry out a few days. So these have been in the bag for a few days, about 4 days. And no food, so they're skinny. So they're gonna be happy to go back in the bin and get some food. So the whole process, I say I spend an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, sifting. And I can usually get enough, I think a good bit. Nice batch for the market. Hard to work in the garden, because I still use it for my own garden. Fine sifting. Okay, let's see, this is the first through the big mesh fabric. I don't know what size it is. I'll look it up and let you. 1/4, that's the 1/4 sift. And it's good. Some people might like it like this. I like it just a little finer. And then what size is that one?
1/8, I think.
1/8 or 1/16. And then that's that product. Very fine, big difference. So we're gonna run it through. It's all falling out. Look how good that looks. Look at that. So out of this batch, you can still save a lot of worms as well as the cocoons. So you see the smaller worms. You can still pick those out. And let's see if we can find any cocoons in here. There's one. Oh, drop it. There's one little cocoon. So I'll put those back into the bin, let them hatch. Stops falling. So we're not getting much out anymore, so that's about it for that. So this will go back into the bin and they'll continue to decompose it. Sometimes I put them in my potted plants with the, you know, worms and all, and let them work from the bag, from the pot, I should say.